Okay, hi everyone, welcome. Thanks for taking the time to join us today on our webinar for digital design and games animation pathways. I'm joined today by some of our wonderful teachers from Nuvik. We have Bhavin here.
Good morning all.
He's going to be talking to you a little bit later all about that pathway. We have John here. Can you say hi, John?
Hello.
And we have Paul, who's going to be giving you a little bit of an introduction in a moment to Nuvik and the courses available for this pathway. We've also got Emmanuel. Are you there?
Hi there. Hi there.
Hi. Okay, so I'll be passing over to Paul in a moment. Just before we start, I should say that I just got to do a couple of technical checks. So could you please let me know that you can hear me by using the raise hand button at the bottom of your screen? Okay. Cool. And could you please let me know that you can see me by doing the same, by raising your hands? Great, thank you. Okay, so I've just got to let you know that the chat is disabled for this webinar, but you can ask questions by using the Q&A button. Our teachers will be here to answer your questions throughout, so if anything pops up, then please do put it in the chat and they'll answer you. I also just wanted to let you know that there's lots of sessions running today, so do join anymore if there's some other pathways that you're interested in. And also you can visit our website for more details of the courses that we offer in this area. We've got lots of videos that give details about those courses. Okay, so I will now hand over to Paul to give you a little introduction to Life at Nuvik.
Hi, welcome again to Open Day Nuvik, an exciting place to come and study. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you a preview of the courses and the requirements that you need to get onto our fantastic courses in Nuvik. Right, so the entry requirements, obviously, we've got different levels, A levels, the T levels, level 3, and level 2 BTECs. So as with the A levels, you require a minimum of 5 GCSEs from grade 9 to 5. Most courses also require a minimum of grade 5 in GCSE English and Maths, especially for the GCSE A levels, because that's a high level area. And some A-level courses, such as science and maths, are most challenging and require you to have those grades, the 5 and the 6, especially with computer sciences. Again, next level is the T-levels and professionals, and these also require a minimum of 5 GCSEs, 9 to 4, including English and maths. And most courses actually, T-levels, because of the technical nature of it, especially with the programming content, you need a 5 in maths. Moving down the level is level 3 BTECs, which require 4 GCSEs, 9 to 4. And obviously, just with the BTECs and the levels, you need 4 in GCSE maths. Yeah, so the thing is that level 3 BTECs, the networking, for instance, you need a 5 in maths to be able to do that. But I mean, with the general, you can still sort of come through, even if you don't have minimum of maths, because you can always kind of reset. But you need the mathematics for the networking and system support. And then level 2, this is one of our most popular courses, because at Nuvik, we welcome every entry, because we're not going to leave you alone. So even if you feel that you've actually not done really bad at your GCSE at all, there's still opportunities for you to come onto our level 2 courses. So here, what you need is just do level 2 GCSE 9 to 4 in English and Maths, or any relevant courses to go onto this course. Right. So as you can see from the table, we've got different levels. A-levels including mathematics, computing, A-level physics, A-level arts and design, English literature, graphics and communication. And then obviously we have the communication and technology, business and mathematics, all in one area. The vocational courses, obviously in information technology, art and design, and then information technology in the business. And sorry, can you scroll to the right of the screen because I can't see the other table on the A-level media. All right, so we also offer A-level media, English, film studies, T-levels in digital production and game development and creative media in the vocational, all in level 2s and level 3s. All right, Laura, do you want to go to the next slide then, Laura?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think, yeah, did you want to talk a little bit about the A-level maths?
Yeah, A-level maths, obviously, before you, yes, I mean, like I said from the previous slide, to get onto this course, you need a minimum of 6, actually, in maths to get onto A-level maths, because that's a very challenging area. So, you know, you have to be, that your maths has to be really good to come onto this course. So you need the minimum of 6 or even 7, you know. I mean, most people who come on here with 7 and above tend to do additional maths to this course. So if you happen to get 6 and above or more than 7, then obviously you can do the maths as well as additional maths to it. So that's what it is for the A-level mathematics.
Okay, cool. And I see that can lead to a degree in
Yeah, I mean, most of these courses will lead to a degree in media studies, cinematics, design studies, and in computer science. I think with IT, so for instance, because that's just my area. So even if you're thinking about a degree in computer science and you don't even get onto the computer science pathway in A-levels or perhaps A-levels, you can still with BTech, even at general level or system support level, you can still, as long as you can get sufficient points at the end of 2 years for UCAS, you can get onto your computer science degree at the university. The good thing about this course, unlike the previous QCF, most universities actually accept the RQF in BTech's IT. So you can apply to most universities across London or even across the country with RQF level 3 in IT. So this is, for me personally, I think this is a very good course to come on to if you're looking to do computer science at university.
Okay, great. Thank you, Paul. Okay, I'm going to hand over to Bhavin now, who's going to talk about a little bit about this career pathway. Okay, over to
thank you. Okay, good morning, everyone. I can see there's 5 people here. Asfar, Deepak, Isa, Patsy, Pedro, thanks so much for taking some of your time this morning to join us. And as you've already heard, there are other sessions, so please go to as many as you can fit in before your brain explodes with information today, because the more you see, the more you hear, the more informed you are. And what today is about, and you know, if it was normal times, we would be standing in a room together having a chat about you rather than about anything else. We'd be talking about you, what your aims are, what your ambitions are, and what you want to do. But this is sort of a way of doing a similar thing in a digital way, of course. And what you've got here is you've got people that teach across different pathways. You've got media production, design, graphics, photography, art and design, 3D, animation, ICT, and all the related courses. And so please don't be shy about asking questions. There's no bad questions at all. You can ask anything, and you can ask questions at any point. Just put them in the chat, okay? Now, what you would have gathered from Paul's bit just a few minutes ago is that there's a lot of routes into different careers. And what might surprise you is that often there's a lot of routes into the same career, which is kind of reassuring, because what that means for you is that whatever choice you make in terms of what you study at Nuvik over the next couple of years, it won't sort of, it's not going to set the whole scheme for the rest of your life. There is lots of flexibility, there's lots of routes, there's lots of pathways. And the idea is that your studies at Nuvik will just give you a solid foundation. And then whilst you're here with us, you'll get advice and guidance on where to take that and how to progress. So the slide you're looking at right now is a list of digital visual arts, but this is by no means an exhaustive list. This is just a few. And the list is so long that, we could have filled all of these slides with different jobs in the visual arts. But these ones in particular are probably ones that you may have heard of through your schooling. So we've got graphic design, we've got motion graphic design, we've got illustration, photo editing. I'm sure you're all very good at that already, just because of the devices we use all the time. Visual effects, if you've seen any film that's come out in the last few years, whether it's a sci-fi or a drama, it's definitely had visual effects on there. And of course, animation, which animation sort of hides throughout our lives, because you think of animation as a cartoon, but really it's everywhere. It's in advertising, it's in films, it's in the way your phone behaves, it's in the way the icons come alive. So there's tons there. Now, when you do come for your interviews after you've applied to Nuvik, what will happen is that you'll be talking to somebody who knows quite a bit more about the particular courses you've chosen and the particular pathway you want to do. And that way we can really tailor the advice for you so it fits. Could I have the next slide, please?
Yeah.
So just as we've had examples of visual arts careers, we've also got sort of jobs with in relation to games design, because often people talk about games design and you think it sounds really exciting and it's a growing industry, but not a lot of people know that really there's dozens and dozens of jobs within games design. So, for example, if we get to the real basics, we need people to work out the budgets. So we need mathematicians, we need people to make sure everything works. So we need people that are savvy with IT hardware and software. So we've got a list of jobs here. Some of them you may have heard of: games designer, animator, coder, programmer, and tester. And then the growing industry, esports. I think you probably know more about esports than I do, or anyone else here does, just because esports is going to be, it's an industry that's growing massively, and it's your generation that are making that happen. So competitive gaming and actually working in esports, to give you an example, there's a university that's set up in the Olympic Park in East London, and their sole purpose is to teach games design. They do 5 or 6 different degrees, and they are all related to games design. And what that should tell you is if a huge university is investing in one particular area, it shows you how big the area is. Now, we've got a few slides coming up, like the next one.
Can I just ask Bhavin about?
Yes, go for it.
Sorry, I'm just really interested in the game tester role. Is that actually what it says?
Exactly what you think it is. So games are made, millions of pounds are spent on them, and before the games are released to you or I on the App Store, or on the Android Store, or on PlayStation or Xbox, we need to know they work. Imagine launching a game where there's glitches, and this has happened, and then people have lost millions, and it's the equivalent of releasing a film that's a flop. If you don't audience test it, if it doesn't work, then there's no point. You're not ready yet. Cool. So what we've got on the next slide is a quotation, and rather than read it to you, you can read this yourself. But what it should tell you is it should reinforce that if you're even remotely thinking about studying and then in the future working in this area, games, visual arts, media, ICT, then you're already quite smart, because that's the future, isn't it? The future is digital. And quotations like this, statistics like this tell you that the creative sector is the one that's booming. Now, if we think about what's happening during lockdown, we're all at home. What are we all doing? We're all on screens all day. Netflix, Amazon Prime, gaming on your phone, iPhone, Android, gaming on your consoles. New consoles are being launched, new ways of accessing games by streaming, it's all being launched. And so you have to think there's always going to be people behind this. There's people making these things, putting them out there so that you can access them. And there's tons of potential employment and job security out there. And the nice thing is that, you know, you could do something you're super passionate about and that you love and puts a smile on your face, but you're also going to be making a decent living and earning a decent income, which maybe, you know, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, wouldn't have been as sort of possible, but it's definitely there. The next slide, you know, I don't want to throw too much data at you, but we included this just to show you one thing, which is if you look at how much mobile gaming made in 2019 across the world, that is almost 65 billion US dollars just on mobile games. And you and I know that most of the time when you get games on your phone, you get the free ones, don't you? But there are people that like to pay 59p or £1.99 and download a game and then buy the add-ons, and all of that adds up, and all of that is in 2019 adding up to nearly 65 billion. So, you know, the industries we think of traditionally that are huge, like the financial industry, property market, all of that is huge. But the gaming industry in particular is booming so much that it generates more revenue than all the film industries combined. Is there one more slide on there? I can't quite remember.
Yep, there is, yep.
There is, okay, so look, coming back to, we've talked about entry requirements. So entry requirements are essentially, what are you going to come out with from your GCSEs? We really want you to put your heads down, work as hard as you can, and obviously get the best grades possible. English and maths is your priority. We really want you to get that. And, you know, like Paul was saying, if you don't, for whatever reason, I know this is a difficult year, then there are things that we can do at NUVIC to help you. But putting the qualifications aside, what do you need to be as a person to sort of do well in these industries? And there's no, it's not top secret. It's not hard to understand. What we need is people that have an inquiring nature. You need to be interested in all things visual. Now, look, behind me is a bunch of photographs, nothing to do with games design, nothing to do with gaming, you would say. But if you have an interest in any sort of visual arts, just remember it's transferable. A photographer makes a good filmmaker. A filmmaker could lend their hand at animation. An animator might be able to write a good game story. So there's a connection with all of the visual arts. Number 3 on here, ability to pick up technical skills. Are you the sort of person that likes to solve problems, and when you can't solve them, you go on YouTube and you find a video of how to do it, or how to mend things, or how to figure out how things work? If so, that means you've got the ability to pick up technical skills. Obviously, you need a passion for the subject. And this goes for anything you apply for at NUVIC. If you're not passionate about it, if reading about it and learning about it doesn't make you excited, then no problem. There's lots of different subjects, lots of pathways. We will help you find the one that's right for you. And then the penultimate one there is experimental approach to work. What we mean by that is for anyone that comes to study with us in any of these courses, so we've got the media courses, art and design, and ICT courses, we want you to learn, we want you to make mistakes, and then we want you to learn from those mistakes. Nobody comes out polished or perfect from school, and that's the same at all levels of education and in your life as well. Teachers make mistakes all the time. We just are good at hiding it, and then we realize what we've done and we make it better for the next lesson. So we want you to make mistakes. We want you to be experimental and exciting. And by doing that, the last point there is you learn to solve problems. And that is an essential skill for anything you do in your careers, whether it's creative or not. And kind of thinking about what you might want to do. I guess you 5 are here because you're interested in one of these aspects. The time to start, the last thing I'm going to say today is the time for you to start doing these things is not when you start NUVIC, not when you go to uni. The time to start doing these things is now. there are teenagers sitting in their bedrooms in front of a computer who are writing games, coding games, making photography, making graphics, making animation. There's so many resources available to you, and free ones at that, that there's no reason to sort of wait to start. And when we see that passion, when we interview students, when you come in for an interview, that's what makes us interested in you as an individual. Okay, so I'm going to pass it on to the panel here and see if there are any questions. If you haven't asked the question yet, please do so, and we still have some time.
Sorry, Bhavin.
Yeah, go for it.
We just do have a short video to finish off with. I think this is about some of the things the students have done.
Sorry, I'll just introduce this video. Now, this video is, sorry about that. This video is not specifically related to games design. It is related to visual arts in general. But we wanted to show you this because what happens is that you come onto a course. So you have a visual of, what that might be like in attending classes and getting homework. But we try to push you to do things outside of that classroom as well. And one of the things we were lucky enough to get our students involved with was working with BT Sports in Stratford over the last couple of years. And they, the video will tell you what they've done, but essentially what they've done is they've created a live TV show, which was aired on the BT Sports channels over this Christmas and last Christmas. And when we see talent, we really like to nurture that talent and put it forward for opportunities like that. So have a look at this short video.
The questions, right? So, okay. So, could you just let the students know what kind of facilities are available to support these pathways at the college?
Right. Okay. So I teach on the games development. Because you can see there's been a lot of sort of conversation to this point about gaming. So what we've got something called Code Club. So we've got somebody who's actually a qualified game developer. The person's actually a PhD student at University of East London. So he comes in at the moment this is all happening online, but this is the sort of an additional support that we give to students. You'll be learning coding actually across your courses or your qualifications, but at the same time we sort of boost up the skill by this additional coding club thing I would do once a week just to prepare you for, because I think is that if you're going to be at top of your game within industry, you need to be a good coder. So a good coder is somebody who knows how to just create solutions for problems within that. So we recognize that, and hence we'll give you the support, once a week for you to be able to do that. So it's you're not just going to be thrown into the course and go, okay, just do it, but we'll give you the support within class and outside class as well. So yeah, that's something that you can take advantage of. Yeah.
About in terms of equipment and facilities and things like that to support the students.
So John, you want to take that question or?
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I was having trouble with my mic then. So in terms of facilities, actually the college runs both Mac and PC networks. We're obviously at a real kind of crossroads and an exciting opportunity with remote teaching, online teaching. The college is in the middle of a new sort of digital strategy. So we're looking at new ways to communicate ourselves, and our facilities are reflecting our commitment, if you like, to the digital realm. And a lot of the courses that you've heard Bhavin and Paul talk about need both the kind of physical facilities, the art studios, the people, the opportunities, the whole enrichment program, which goes outside of the classroom, to raise issues that matter in society, or to look at kind of to meet other people who are interested in gaming or interested in the things that you're interested in. Yeah. And then we've got the teachers who have got the, we've got some excellent facilities, labs, workshops, 3D labs, green screens, the list goes on. So, we've been doing this a while and we're moving with the times. It's very exciting. But I think because we're a big college, and I mean, you can see here online, we've got myself, my background's music. Emmanuel's background is, well, he can tell you, the kind of the art and design and digital, and we all sit around getting very excited about the future.
Cool. Great. Thanks, John. Thanks, guys. That brings us to the end of the webinar. Thanks everyone so much for joining us this morning. We hope you found it helpful and interesting. As we said earlier, there are lots of sessions going on today, so do join them if you can. If not, they are being uploaded to the website next week, I think from Wednesday. So you can go to our website, newvic.ac.uk, to view those. Applications are now open for September 2021. So go to our website again, newvic.ac.uk/apply to complete an application form. And hopefully if you're successful, you should be invited in for an interview, I think. But if you have any questions in the meantime, just go to that email address there, advice@newvic.ac.uk, and we will try to advise you as best we can. So once again, thank you so much, guys, for that. That was great. Hope you have a lovely rest of your Saturday. Okay, thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Bye.